Sampson Center. This center was named after a very, very religious man and a very, very community active man, Mr. Steve Sampson, Deacon Steve Sampson. Some of us knew him personally. I am fortunately one of the people that knew him. While my wife is passing out flyers to try to understand what we're trying to celebrate, I want you to learn just one word. The word you will see on my hat says power, empowerment. The word is Amandla. So when I raise my hand in unison, I want everybody to say Amandla. 1, 2, 3, Amandla. 1, 2, 3, Amandla. 1, 2, 3, Amandla. Simply means power, empowerment. That's all it means. If you ever witnessed the ANC of South Africa, this was one of Winnie Mandela and Nelson Mandela's favorite words. If we like this, split up, talking about each other, beating on each other, not supporting each other, we don't have power. Only time we have empowerment is when all of us come together. This is a fact of life. When we come together, we have power. When we working against each other, we do not. Perfect example today, Iraq. Sunni Muslims, Wahhabi Muslims, Shia Muslims, Christians, everybody over there fighting against each other. Somebody please help me find my wife. I need the flyers. At first I don't have my reading glasses. I don't have a single flyer. And why are you so far away? So now that you understand power and empowerment, this hat actually came from the Urban League. Anybody that's been to the Urban League meetings and stuff will recognize this empowerment hat. They're trying to teach the very same thing. We must teach our young people. We must teach our middle-aged people. We have to teach even some of our old people to stick together for empowerment. Anybody here know what Juneteenth is about? I know some of my young folks do. Charlotte Brown raised her hand. She probably should know more about than I do. Anybody else? Tucker! Tucker! That's my brother over there. Do you know why we celebrate Juneteenth? Another, I'm looking for my young people. Ruby. They know. Charlotte, I know you know. We celebrate because the 4th of July, which is the freedom holiday of the USA, United States of America. Don't get me wrong, I love this country and I love these people. The USA at the 4th of July still had a serious problem. What was the problem? Slaves. That problem was so serious they ducked and jumped around it in the Constitution Constitution. You don't even see it out in the Constitution until you get to the 13th Amendment. So you have the flyers in front of you. We know about the 4th of July, the Flag Day, all have been developed and expressing the appreciation by the American people, by the people for the people. The Emancipation Proclamation, which is particularly significant to African Americans, has not until recently received its rightful day of national appreciation. Juneteenth is an expression and extension of American freedom. And like the 4th of July, a time for all Americans to celebrate. Independence, human rights, civil rights, and freedom. What's on my shirt? Freedom. So, where did Juneteenth begin? Where? Texas. Anybody here from Texas? So if you're not from Texas, why are we celebrating Juneteenth? We could have celebrated January the 1st, 1863. What's important about that date? The brother over here knows. That's the date Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Where? In the South. Only the slaves in the South were free. But were they free?
No, they were not.
Were the slaves in the North free?
No.
Oh.
They were not.
In 1865, in Galveston, Texas, officially proclamation of the freedom for the slaves in that state was given by the Union General Gordon Granger. And it reflected on the freedom that Abraham Lincoln issued to the South because they had separated themselves from the Union. Though they were free, because Texas was a slave state, for whatever the reasons, conditions in Texas remained status quo, well belong longer than was statutory. The former slaves of Galveston were quick to establish what was becoming a tradition for African American communities across the United States. On the evening of June 19, 1865, thousands of them flooded the streets of their city, rejoicing in their newly announced freedom. This was the day, Juneteenth, that will forever and ever commemorate African American freedom. There was food, dance, and song. But Juneteenth provided the opportunity to express to the young and to express to the old the fact that African Americans are a proud people with a past, with a present, and with a future contribution to this American society. All in agreement with that, please say amen. Amen. The war, the Civil War didn't change its pace until Frederick Douglass got Abraham Lincoln to enlist 200,000 African Americans into the battle. There was a movie made about that. Anybody remember the movie? Anyone remember the movie? The movie was called Glory. Glory. That's what my pastor says when you've been up here too long. Glory. I think I'm getting the glory now.
I want to thank Mr. Davis for the educational he is a wealth of information. He is also one of the the warriors of our community as far as men, who's always providing, and his wife, educational and cultural events to keep us in tune to who we are and where we came from. So let's give him another applause. Round of applause. Okay, without further ado, I would like to introduce the guest speaker for this evening. He is a pastor for 19 years of the 17 years at Shiloh Baptist Church. Reverend Ingram has been throughout the city. He also, I believe, helped form Team 2000, where he orchestrated and assisted those who needed to re-enter the workforce from prison. He has a very strong prison ministry at Shiloh. They do monthly feedings, I believe, on Mondays. So he is also a man, he could have been also one of our honorees, because he's a man that definitely has given back to the community of Elizabeth and the surrounding area. Reverend Ingram is also a professor at Rutgers. Adjunct professor, well, he should be a professor probably, but they just probably hold him on. But anyway, he's a professor at Rutgers as well as the head pastor of Shiloh Baptist Church. So without further ado, I would like for you just to put your hands together and welcome Reverend William H. Ingram.
That's what Elizabeth Taylor told all 8 of her husbands. I'm not going to keep you long. And the food is in view. I just want to touch on a few things about power. There's a verse in the Holy Scriptures, in the Bible, as well as in the Quran and other places, that says, you shall receive power. African American manhood and brotherhood has fallen on hard times in this country. That's what moved President Obama a couple of months ago to bring forward an initiative for young African American voters. So most of my life I've been working in that area, in juvenile delinquency and other areas. And I'm just happy to be here today to see these gentlemen being honored. Now there's a saying, if you want to know where power comes from, there are 2 things that add up to power. Most people have power, they just have talk. But power comes from 2 things. I want you to remember this. Organized people and organized money. That's where you get power from. Organized people and organized money. And if people are not organized, and if their money is not organized, then they don't have any power. That's why our Jewish brothers and sisters, disproportionate to their few numbers, they have a lot of power. I'm not mad at them at all. We should be just like them. No matter what their differences are, they organize themselves as people, and they organize their money. The next time you have the occasion to visit Trinitas or any hospital, I don't care if it's Catholic, Baptist, Methodist, Independent, look on what we call the wall of respect. You'll see a money tree there, gold leaves. I guarantee you a half or more of those are Jewish names. We have to know that things that unite us are far greater than those that separate us. When people are doing something good, that's why I'm here today. We have to come beside them and assist one another. And just remember that we have to organize ourselves personally, and as groups we have to organize our money. When you take a survey, and you can go right over to Westminster, Hillside, the Jewish dollar goes around in their community, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They run the public schools in their community. You have to take an entrance test to get in there. Am I right about that? That's right on the top of me. Our dollar does not circulate in our community. I'm not anti-white, Jewish, Asian, or anything. I am pro-black. And that's why it's no apology for being there until we start taking care of ourselves. Nobody else is going to take care of us. We need to look around in our community. We have to take responsibility in our community, take pride, take ownership. No one is going to come in our community and do the work for us. I've worked with many of the gentlemen here on the roster. I'm being honored today. I'm happy to be a part of it. Brother Carey, Brother Perkins, and to see some of the other gentlemen from afar and watch the work that they do. And so what we have to know is we want power. We really want to have power. Power is not given to anyone willing. It belongs to those who are willing to seize it and to exercise it. We're not talking about burning the community down. We're talking about building the community up. Remember that. Organized people, organized money. And you start on the smaller level, the micro level, and you just simply build it up. It's good to see all of you here today. I know that you believe in that principle, even if you haven't articulated it. So I hope after today, we'll take that rubric, we'll take that motto, and remember that power, if you don't have organized people and organized money, then you don't have any power at all. It's easy to exercise. I came in this city 17 years ago. I said to many of the people who were the quote players, at that time, we all know, I'm not a native Elizabethan, but the first thing I do when I come to a place, observation, young people, is 90% of life. Go around, I went around the city, morning, noon, night, weekend, and saw what was going on in the city. And I noticed that at the time there was a vacant A&P store. I said to many of the pastors, many of the other people, let's buy this store. I said, let's get our lawyers, let's each of us buy this store, let's put a bookstore in this store, let's feature prominent city African-American activists in this store, let's buy this. We just hesitated and hesitated, and now the store is called what? Supremo. We can do the same thing ourselves. Organize people, organize money. That's why there is a Sampson Center. I'm glad that I've been a protege of him. And when I think back to things they did way back then, do you know that many of our mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers, many of them I see it here today, they made less in their lifetime than some of us make in 1 year. We have to organize our money, organize ourselves, and then we can have advancement in the community. Somebody say power. Power belongs to those who are willing to seize it. God bless you.
All right. I want to thank Reverend Ingram for those encouraging words. And as you know, economic is power. So again, we want to thank him for the words. So. Okay, but we also want to ask him to bless the food before we eat. So.
One thing I said, how many people in here are at least 18 years old? Now, keeping your hand up, how many of those 18-year-olds are registered to vote? All right, that's so important. Voting does make a difference. When you don't vote, it makes a difference, and when you do vote, it makes a difference. If we had not voted almost 8 years ago, Barack Hussein Obama would not be in the White House. And we need to know that on a local, on a state, on a regional, and a national level. Let's bless the food. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the skilled hands and loving hearts that have prepared the food as we partake of it. May we be strengthened, may we be encouraged to work together, to organize ourselves as people, and to organize our money so we can be a blessing to one another and to you. In Christ's name we pray, amen.
Amen. And then we just want to ask just the honorees. We want to ask the ladies if they want to get ready to prepare to serve. The purpose of why we're here. Give us a minute. Actually, we forgot to get the tickets for the door prize. So we're going to, someone's going to walk around and give you a raffle ticket. And it'll be for door prize. So we have 2 door prizes. Actually, we're going to get a raffle tickets to the men only, so please, women, bear with us for a minute. We're trying to honor the men as well, so we want to give some men in the audience a chance for a prize as well. So I'm going to ask Taylor Barrett if she can start the raffles. I appreciate that. And I'm waiting for Miss Clara Goodrich to come so we can do the presentation to the honorees. Okay, well, we're going to start anyway. This year we have our 2014 honorees that we would like to honor. Clara, you ready? Okay. So our first honoree for this evening is going to be none other than Mr. Kenneth Brown. And that is no doubt a welcome applause for Mr. Brown. He is one of the co-founders of the United Youth of New Jersey. And I'm just going to read a small synopsis of what he has done for the city of Elizabeth and surrounding area through the United Youth of New Jersey. Actually, I'm really not going to read it because if you have a program, it's in the program. But I do want to just mention a few personal notes that I know of from Mr. Brown. I know they started way back, way back, and I kept saying, well, where are all these kids? Where are all these kids? And everywhere we went in the community, no doubt, Kenny and his wife and their daughter was always there. And I remember when Charlotte actually got started, and it's amazing. You take something so small and you think, oh, well, you know, it's grassroots, it's not going anywhere. But we all know that the United Youth of New Jersey is definitely on the map. They have been highlighted and featured in the McDonald Gospel Fest. They have been liturgical dancing, I believe, and they have been around the country. So, without further ado, I'd like to honor Mr. Kenneth Brown for his community. Community service to the United Youth of New Jersey.
I don't have a speech, but I'd like to thank Pat Perkins and Custody Center.
We can't hear you. Cannot hear you.
And also I'd like to thank my lovely wife, Charlotte. My kids, all my kids.
And I just want to read the plaque. It says the Pat Perkins Augusta Civic Association presented to Kenneth Brown in recognition of men who care for his outstanding contribution, dedication, and volunteerism to his community. And so that's what we're going to present to you today. Our next honoree is going to be Mr. James Carey. And again, his bio is also in the program, but again, I will not be reading. I'll just make a couple of special notes for Mr. Carey. James, if you know anything about civil rights, any injustice that is taking place in the city of Elizabeth, North, surrounding area, he doesn't only work for the citizens of Elizabeth, but I really want to say for the state of New Jersey. James is always there. He's always in the forefront. Haiti, yes, he's always in the forefront when any injustice or civil rights is taking place. And so we need that. We need that because without that, they'll just walk all over us. So while you might say, you know, why is he here, why is he there? And you might say, well, he can't do anything. He is. He's reminding them that we are here. He's reminding them that we're working. He's reminding them that you're not going to work on my community. So, you know, look and say, well, you know, he's not a lawyer, he's not this. But he's a positive influence. He's a constant reminder. And so we need that in our community. Because don't fall asleep. Because if you do, you know what happens. So we thank James from the bottom of our heart for all the work he has done in the city, getting out to vote and standing up for people's rights. So we'd like to thank James and present him also with a certificate, with an award today. And it reads the same, Pat Perkins Justice Civic Association presented to James Carey in recognition for men who care, for his outstanding contribution, dedication, and volunteerism to his community.
beautiful black bold sister, Patricia Prickles Auguste. Where's she at? Okay, I just want to thank her. Like I said, I call her the Moses of our people because City Hall would not be integrated if it wasn't for my sister, and I wanted to mention that. I wanted to go on record. I'm truly honored to be up here with the diocese with my good brother, Brother Kenny, Brother Simmons, Brother Rich, Vaughn, and my little cousin. I want to acknowledge a few people real quick. My brother, Jamel, activist of the future, Jamel Pickett, and the brother who came up here. My POP family. My wife, my kids, my Aunt Lenore. Love you to my Aunt Lenore who's here in the place, you know, my grandmother made her transition on, kind of emotional for me, made her transition on Valentine's Day, and usually she's here when I receive awards, so my Aunt Lenore is here in her place. I want to thank her. And I want to wrap it up by saying I humbly accept this award in honor of Sarah Collins Rudolph and her sister Hattie May Collins, who lost their life at the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. She's my friend. I'm trying to get her up here for Black History Month. And I just want people to know that I accept this award in her honor. And thank you, Pamela.
Okay, moving on. So our next topic is going to be, I believe it's Mr. Vaughn. Mr. Vaughn, no, I'm sorry, Darryl Paul, known as, I think it's AKA, affectionately known as Mr. Vaughn. So we want to present him as well. I'm going to say a few words that, from Mr. Vaughn again. So you know, Mr. Vaughn, I believe, is a coach for the Elizabeth Packers. He helped started the Hoop Fest, but he also known as the man who knows what's going on in the streets, linking young people to safe havens and keeping them away from dangers. Again, a valuable asset to our community. So we know how young men are targeted all the time. And so we need warriors, and we need soldiers, and we need men in strategic places to protect, guide, and to mentor our young men and our young women. So we truly, truly thank Mr. Vaughn for his dedication to the community. We thank him for all his services. I believe he also, but Eport had a, I'm sorry, adjudicated, and he also works with our probation department as well. So Mr. Vaughn is out there. He's out there. He's helping the kids that are at risk. And so we thank him, we thank him, we thank him. We do not take for granted. We do not take for granted a moment of what he does. And I just want to remind everyone up here is basically, they're doing this volunteer. This is their time, their money, their time away from their family. I know they just spend hours and hours and hours away from their family. So when you see the ministry, it's not only is this the individual, it's a whole family, it's a unit, it's a husband, a wife, it's a kid. So you really got to appreciate the time and effort and dedication that men and women put into volunteering. And certainly we want to thank Mr. Hall also for his dedication and his volunteerism. Thank you. Association presented to Darryl, aka known Vaughn, for his dedication and service, for his outstanding contribution, dedication, and volunteerism to his community. Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for coming out and thank all my brothers up here on this panel because without us, there would be no existence at what we do. So I'm truly honored. I want to thank Pat. When he called me the other night with this, I was like, nah,
That's my thing. I like to play the back. I like to see everything that goes on when it comes to fruition. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my thing. I like to see the final result of what I do along with the team that I work with. You know, so that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. So our next one will be Richard Perkins. I know the connection, but I'm gonna say I really Richard Perkins. Okay. So you know, because he's family, everybody knows. But in any case, he has been an athletic director, inspiration to the youth. And the reason I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you a little short story because it's like really personal. And I started working with some youth maybe about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And it was this program for employment. And so several of the young men would come in and say, you know, you look like somebody, you like this guy we know. And I was like, oh, okay. So I never claimed any of them, so I didn't say anything. So they kept saying, well, you look like somebody, you look like somebody. And I was like, oh, okay. So like, Miss, well, what is your name? What is your name? So when I told him my name, he's like, yeah, that's that guy, that's that. He a cool dude. And I was like, who? So when they said, you know, Mr. Perkins, I said, which Mr. Perkins? Because there's a lot of Perkins, Perkins and Elizabeth. So I was trying to make sure they was talking about the right Mr. Perkins. So they said that Mr. Perkins that's at the gym, that Mr. Perkins that do the basketball, the hoop fest, Mr. Perkins, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. So as I started interviewing and talking to a lot of these young men, they would say to me, yeah, you know, he's a cool dude, he gave me some money and I need to get this, I need a haircut. And I'm looking at them like, are you still talking about Richard Perkins? I said, I didn't even know he would give money out. But they would tell me, you know, he paid for my fingerprints. He gave me money to get my fingerprints so I could get a job, and he gave me money to get to the job.
You don't supposed to know all that.
But they telling me all this. So even in your family, you don't know what they're doing in the community and the impact that people have on young people. So, and I know for those who know him, you probably didn't know all this either, because you know he's real, you know, I was saying crazy, but I'm saying aggressive, and he's like really excited. But after speaking with several of the young men who came looking for a job, they were really impressed with him. They would really appreciate, I don't know if they ever told him, but they really appreciate the fact that, you know, he would give them money, and he would have straight talk. You know what straight talk is? Straight talk is language we're not going to use in here, but he would have straight talk with them. And so while everybody has their own mechanism and their own niche of help guiding and help supporting and encouraging our young youth, it's okay. Some of them need straight talk. Some of them need a loving hand. Some of them need, you know, different things. Some of them need to be, you know, inspired in different ways. So without further ado, Mr. Perkins definitely touched and inspired several young men in the city, hosting anywhere from the Hoop Fest to boxing to cooking 200-300 hamburgers and hot dogs for kids in the community. And so we want to really thank Rich for his contribution to the city of Elizabeth, for his contribution to the young men in the city of Elizabeth, and trying to guide, direct, and mentor them in the correct way that they should go. So without further ado, Association was presented to Richard Perkins in recognition for Men Who Care for his outstanding contribution, dedication, and volunteerism to his community.
First, I'd like to thank the committee for nominating me. Then I'd like to thank God for the president. I'd also like to have every person in here You need to be better than us, okay? I have a 12-year-old daughter. I want her to be better than me, better than my grandparents, better than her aunts. I want her to be better than us because that's the only way we're going to move as a nation. That's the only way we're going to move as a community for our younger people to be better than us.
Proper language, I should say. So that's the example of straight talk. And that is true. We should want better for the next generation. And why not? Why not? We deserve it. We should want better for our next generation. So without further ado, we're going to move on to our next honoree. And our next honoree is no other than Rodney Sanders. But Rodney, he could not make it, but he sent his better half, the best half he had, and that is no other than his lovely wife. She can come forward with us. This is his wife. She's going to accept the award. Rodney, I don't know if anyone knows Rodney, but Rodney, he stands about 6'3", 6'4". He's kind of muscular. So I call him the quiet giant, the gentle giant. Rodney has a sweet, sweet spirit. He's not about fussing. He's not about arguing. He's just about doing. If he can do it, he's going to do it. It's not, I can do it, but why I got to do that? But it's just, I can do it. I can do it. And so I know President Rodney has given many rides and transported community youth to college. Because, you know, as like I say, it takes a village. Mom and Papa got you in, or the grades got you in. Now, how are we going to get you there? So, you know, it's the little things that count. And, you know, while you think, oh, so he gave a ride, I mean, but it's important. If you don't have a ride, how do you get to college? So, so you ain't thinking, but so it's the little things that that makes a difference. The little things that help a family. These kids and these individuals that he assists and helps throughout the community, they are not his kids. They are not his kids. They are not his kids. So he does it, and he does it with a gentle hand. He does it lovely. He does it without complaining. Actually, I just have one other thing. And Rodney, we were in like a kind of a jam, PPA themselves, because last year we didn't have anyone to go get our toys for us to give to the community for Christmas. So, and we were going to either have to forfeit the toys, or we were just going to forfeit the toys. And so we wouldn't have anything to give to the community at Christmas. So of course, who came along early in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and got up and went over to New York and got the toys for us. No fussing, no complaining, no grumbling, no what we gotta go 7 o'clock in the morning. He got up, he went and bought the toys. And so it's that kind of kindness, that kind of dedication, that kind of community spirit, and this is why we're presenting the award to Rodney today. And I want to present it to his wife, and I hope she'll let him know that we really appreciate him, and he should keep doing what he's doing, and with his tall, giant self, but gently helping community, mentoring young men, guiding them with his straight talk as well. And so we're going to present it to her on this day. So it reads as the Pat Perkins Industrial Civic Association presented to Rodney Sanders in recognition of men who care for his outstanding contribution, dedication, and volunteerism to his community. You're welcome. This is his wife.
Rodney has a new position at work, so he's not here. He works 7:30 to 7:30. He probably won't get home until like after 10 o'clock tonight because of work. So we're here to accept it for him humbly and graciously. And he did not believe he was worthy. He felt he had so much more work to do and he shouldn't be in this position. However, he is all of our go-to person. If you need anything, ask Rodney. That's our motto. Ask Rodney. You need to ride, ask Rodney. You need to move, ask Rodney. You need a job, call Rodney. You need to know where something is, call Rodney. You need an apartment, call Rodney. You need to call Rodney. You want to know where there's a house available, call Rodney. You need to know set up a party, call Rodney. You need a chair, call Rodney. No matter what it is, we call on Rodney. My whole family, our entire family, our entire community, we call Rodney. And unlike myself, he does not scream. He answers unknown numbers, he answers everyone, and he is a man of his word. So, thank you. Thank you.
Last but hardly not least, we say the best for last. Last but not least, this is our last honoree is Mr. James Simmons. Okay. Now, Mr. Simmons, I believe started a missionary organization back in 2006. I believe he lost 2 sons that year, and he started a missionary. So, whenever I see Mr. Simmons in the community, one word comes to my mind: warrior. He is everywhere, and wherever I see Miss Simmons, her husband is always there. He's carrying something, moving something, hanging something, fixing something, bringing something. He is always there. Quiet but working. So he has a great spirit. He's always, when I say he's always working, he's always doing something. So we just wanted to recognize him for his dedication, his service. Let me just tell you a little bit about his ministry before you come forward. Let me just tell you a little bit about his ministry. Just a few things that I know they have done. They provide pampers to needy families and needy women. They did food baskets around the holiday. They had one of the biggest bikes giveaway in the city of Elizabeth. And they having a street fair for June 21st. Again, just busy doing something. And you know, everything they do is free. I don't know if you all pay for anything. I never pay for anything that you guys have done. So everything they do, they work for it, they present it to the community, they give to the community. They constantly are giving. So without further ado, I do want to present this award to Mr. James Simmons, and I really would like to thank him for all his dedication and hard work. And it reads, the Pat Perkins Dusty Civic Association presents to James Simmons in recognition of men who care. He is a definite man who cares for his outstanding contribution, dedication, and volunteerism to his community.
I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for him. So all my work that we are doing right now, especially my wife, she started this. The only thing I was doing is trying to help do it while she was grieving. I was just wanting to help her. And seeing it just took off. We started giving one person, the next person, before you know it, she had a missionary religion. Only God can do it, of course. Because right now, I just want to give glory, all the glory and honor to God, because He deserves it. And without Him, we could do nothing. Thank you.
I'd like to give you a round of applause for all our honorees and all around. Okay, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna let the councilwoman say a few words, please.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank the Civic Association because they do things that they know it would be pleasing to myself and to God. And by honoring men, they know how I feel about men in our community. The men that you see here tonight are truly strong, dedicated warriors fighting for the survival of our children. That's right. They care about our children, so they know that our children are in a fight, and they know our children are in a struggle. And so they are here, these men that you see, they fight constantly to make sure that our children are protected. And a lot of them, they will take bullets for our children. That's right. Not many people are going to take bullets for our children. The men that you see who the Civic Association honored today, they don't mind getting bruised, tattered, and torn for our children. So we need to applaud men constantly when we see that they're doing what is right for our children. You know, because if you don't, you know, there's an African proverb that says, how are the children doing? Meaning that if the children are okay, then the family is okay. If the children are not okay, then the family is not okay. Because the future of the family lies in the children. So we have to take care of our children. We can't have them shooting one another in the streets. We can't have them taking drugs. And we can't have our teenagers pregnant and young boys who can't pee straight can't get young girls pregnant who don't know how to clean themselves when they are there, you know what. So we can't have those things happening to our children. Because then the children are not okay, so our community is not okay. So again, to Mr. Hall and Mr. Carey and Mr. Simmons and Mr. Brown and brothers and spirit and brother and everything and my brother Richard, I thank you. I thank you for taking care of the children. You know, they don't get paid for it like my sister said. You know, they go unassumingly. They don't put it on the wall. Oh, I gave this boy $10 yesterday. Like my brother Rich said, nobody don't know half the things he do. You know, we think he a cheap type squad. But you know, like, to the kids in the community, he their savior. You know, so it's okay. But this is what it's all about. It's about taking care of our children. So I thank each and every one of you for coming out. I thank you for supporting the Civic Association. You know, they do a lot of things on volunteerism as a group of women. Ladies, come out. Let's see the Civic Association. You know, don't take a whole lot of people to get things done. Civic Association, come on out. They're very quiet. They're very quiet. They get things done and they make things happen, and that's all that they do. Come on out, ladies. We have Liz Flowers, who's the advisor. You know, she's a strong sister warrior queen in our community, and she advises the Civic Association. We have Monica Perkins, my sister, who is becoming her own person. We have Veronica Blaylock, Glennis Sanders. Thank you. Come on out. Kara Goodrich. Come on out, Civic Association. We have my mother, who tried to be a member of the Civic Association, but we tell her, And there are others. Come on out, ladies. Come on out. You know who you are. And we have junior members. We're trying to raise up junior members. Come on, Taylor. Everyone's so shy. Jamila running back and forth. These are ladies who really care and understand the need to keep our community going. So again, I thank each and every one of you for coming out. Men, continue to be encouraged. We thank you for what you're doing in the community, because without you, our children truly will be lost. God bless you all. I think they have some raffles or door prizes.